Welcome back into Good Day Alabama, everyone. Okay, we're talking with Stuart Welch today, and we're going to talk about estate planning. We're getting started right now, and when we hit on these issues here, it's always good to see you. This is one of those things that you just beat the drum on this
I have
particular
been beating
issue,
the drum on this one.
Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit about what is it that we need to do?
Well, first of all, what does Abraham Lincoln, Michael Jackson, and Pablo Picasso have in common?
What is it?
They didn't have a will.
Really?
They died without a will.
Really?
Can you imagine Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, an attorney? He died and no will.
Well, I mean, just wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
So this is, it's kind of a lead into, they changed the tax law for this year, and there's a $5 million exemption. So last year was unlimited. Before that, it was $2.5 million, but a $5 million exemption, and it really means that some people need to do some things. Now, a lot of people have what's called an I love you will. It's where the husband says, I leave everything to you, and the wife says, I leave everything back to you. But also a lot of people have what's called a formula will. And the formula will basically says that I'm going to leave as much as I can, not to you as my spouse, but in a trust that's going to benefit you. And the reason you want to do that is to avoid eventually estate taxes. And what happened is when they moved to a $5 million exemption, I'm sorry, let me back up, and then the rest of it goes either outright to the spouse or in trust. And the problem now is that the $5 million is so big that all of the money's moving over into this what's called family trust, and none of it is getting to the spouse in the form of coming outright or in trust.
So it's kind of locked in there at that point.
It gets locked in there, and that's an unintended consequence. And so everybody needs to look at their will.
Okay, so you need to look into that. You need, and this is something this is some heavy lifting. So you need to get some professional to help you on this particular thing. You can sit down and talk with an attorney and kind of work this through.
Well, I think the key is if you know that your will uses a formula that actually establishes trust within the will, then you need to check it. And in the old days, we had to actually separate assets. We had to split the assets between the husband and the wife to make sure we didn't lose that exemption. Under the new law, it's actually portable, but it doesn't necessarily solve the problem. If one spouse dies and then the other spouse, the surviving spouse, remarries, that exemption is still lost, so you still need to double check it.
Okay, so those are things that you need to look into. We're going to be talking about estate planning for a couple of weeks.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday. Yeah, we kind of did it off.
Yeah,
we were at the beach yesterday, so a lot of people were looking and saying, did I miss a day here? That's why you're in here. But yeah, well, next week we'll be talking a little bit more about this.
We will. There's some other ideas we want to cover.
Okay, Stuart, it's good to see you.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks so much, pal. Let's go over to Mickey.